we return. So I was just saying to the team that I think it's up to them to get themselves out of the shopping pit, narratively, because
Cool. So we're gonna keep shopping for the rest of the session. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think we run out of cash. I think we brought so much income with us.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And then we just blown it all on snacks and games and
I think
cute chokers.
while we're sitting in the food court, just sitting there. There's just so much shit going on around us, and then there's an announcement on the mall speaker system, and it says something about NetFox.
We're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Wait,
and then we
um,
remember why the hell we're there to start with.
yeah.
I also love the idea that now, as a result of this, any purchases we make with cash will necessarily have to be framed as increasingly like improbable things that we acquired during
Yeah.
this shop. Oh yeah, of course I picked up like a plasma whip.
And I was just thinking about it and being like, oh god, why are we so useless and easily distracted? And the answer is no, we're not useless and easily distracted. We made the mistake of going into a mall, and everyone knows that malls are enchanted.
Yeah, obviously. Corbo
You
now
go
has...
in there, you forget what you came in there for. It's a literal enchantment on all like malls and supermarkets.
Corbo now has the most amazing eyebrows, by the way.
Yeah. We bearded our enemy in his den, and it was a mistake. Because capitalism ensnared us.
That's it.
Anyway, I think we should cut to us having found the NetFoxy part of the building, not the mall part of the building. I would like to cut to that.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, you get to the roof, and I think you need to have taken the stairs to get up past the top of the elevator. But I think as you're opening the door to the roof, you spot that there are a bunch of cops all over the roof. And they seem to be investigating what appears to be a large nest made out of cables and things. That is just
That
sitting
doesn't
there.
bode well for us.
It's got I think from the doorway you can see that it has a bunch of satellite dishes pointed at the NetFox, NetFox Entertainment Super Facility.
I kind of like the idea of us all giggling and sugar high, busting out of the door, seeing the cops, and then quietly scrambling back and crashing into each other to get back through.
Definitely.
Back
Yeah, you haven't been spotted yet, but yeah, there are a half dozen cops on the roof up here. One of whom is clearly a gargoyle.
Oh. Val's lips are moving, she's mouthing numbers as she counts the cops on her fingers, and is weighing up the situation.
Shard is just looking at Val, just no, no, don't do it.
So, Shard, if this is where all the cables from the other place come to, is this something that your other self also set up? Is your other self is your other self surveilling us or NetFox or both, or is it surveilling one for the other? What the heck?
These are all good questions. How many cops are there?
6.
6 cops. Okay.
If you want to get a better view, so that's all. The information I've given you is what you saw when you had a split second. If you want to investigate further and get more answers about stuff, then that's a different thing. There's more things on the roof that you haven't been able to spot yet because, but yeah, that's separate.
So I'm imagining that we the stairs out of the kind of elevator shaft area is like a little room on top of the roof.
Yep, exactly. Yep, and there's at least one other like shed structure on the roof as well as like the blocks for like air conditioning stuff, and as well as this nest, and probably like some like antennas and like lightning rods.
Okay, Shard kind of motions to everyone to follow them and kind of moves around this little thing, and then behind the air conditioning unit so that they can get like maybe a better view of what, because at the moment I'm guessing they're like behind all the cops, which is why they weren't seen. But like if they can move around maybe and get a better view of the cops and
that sounds like everyone is gonna work together on sneaking.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
We use body for sneaking?
Yeah.
Nice. You're all gonna be so glad you brought Sleepy with you.
I think Val can tell how badly this is probably going to go, and so is sticking close to Sleepy just in case.
Shard isn't very sneaky.
Val, carry me.
Ooh. Shard isn't very sneaky, but was very lucky this occasion.
Hey,
Oh, wait.
nice, excellent.
Wait. I still wait. I need to re-roll. I still had diligence checked. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
that all right, cool. So no one actually like trips them off because you're like doing the Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
No one actually trips them off because as a group you succeed. So yeah, you get stuck. You get hidden behind the air conditioners so that you can like talk to each other quietly and like peek out and things, because the air conditioners are obviously making a lot of noise because it's like quite hot and like muggy out, especially because it's just finished raining. And yeah, and so the air conditioners provide like cover, but also like audio cover. So yeah, you can you can see from here that yeah, there's the shed, there's the nest that has like all of the like cables, and it has other stuff like woven into it. The cops are all investigating a body that is near the nest. It appears to be of a small person. All of the dishes from the nest are pointed at the NetFox the NetFox entertainment mega facility, which is like a large like ring of, it's like a big square box of like corporate glass buildings that has like a really like a couple of blocks worth of like courtyard area in the middle. And now that it's like I think it's now after dark because y'all spent a long time shopping, and I think like there's a dragon circling over it, and like spotlights, keeping it secure.
So there's a bunch of cops standing around this body.
I mean, some of them are looking around other things, looking for clues, but yeah, there is a body.
What'd you say?
I have a plan. What's the skill you'd use to like pretend to be people you're not? What's the skill you'd use to lie to other people?
Socializing.
Okay. So Sleepy goes over to one of her friends and is like, I need a jacket. I need somebody to give me their jacket.
Val shrugs off the like fancy suit jacket.
Okay, so Sleepy like puts on the jacket like it's meant to be a fancy trench coat because clearly it's too big for her. She's kind of small.
It's gonna be kind of big.
Yeah. And then she takes like a little like wallet, so it like looks looks like a nice.
If it's Val's, it'll be tiny. It'll be quite small on you.
Val? I thought Val was a lot taller than I was.
No, Val is big. Val is small.
Val's like 5'6".
Val's little.
Ah, okay. So it's the same size, so it fits perfectly. So she looks great. Yeah, and then I'm gonna have my like wallet ready so I can like flash identification, and I'm just gonna like stroll up to the cops and pretend to be a cop so I can learn what the cops know.
That sounds like socializing. Go for it.
Nothing can go wrong here.
Go.
There's definitely a challenge value though. Let me. There are 5 cops, so it is
socializing soul or mind.
Soul.
Okay.
There you go.
Could I spend my tension and help Sleepy out?
How are you helping?
I have transform self, and so I'm gonna in mystical work, and I'm gonna appear as Sleepy's partner.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many die do you? What are you giving me?
Just 1d10.
This is totally fine. And 30 for the challenge value.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Nicely done. Excellent. So yeah, you rock up and they're like, oh, finally a detective. And they're like, we've been trying to do investigating, but well, they're not dead, so we weren't sure if it's a murder or if they're having a nap.
Yes, a not murder. We have a code for that at the bureau.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yes, the bureau. Yeah. And they're like, we think it had something to do with, well, I think this is a harpy nest. Seems like a harpy nest.
Have you called a damn ambulance? Just.
And they're like, well, we don't know if they're dead, so maybe if they're dead, then you call. We're not. Yeah. Then they're like, yeah. Not quite sure what to do.
What makes you think it's a harpy nest?
And they're like, one of them's like, I met a harpy once, and is like, broke my heart.
We've all been there. That's it. That's the universal experience. Harpies break hearts.
And I heard that they live in nests, when they're not. Well, like the one that I met lived in Rockfield, but
same thing, really. Alright, so we're gonna motion them out of the way so that Shard and Sleepy can go look at this. Maybe murder scene. I don't know.
Yeah, you motion them like over to tell like what do you tell them? Like what do you want them to do?
What do you want them to do?
I think Shard just uses all their confidence and is just like, dismissed. We'll take it from here.
Yeah, we're agents, so we don't need them. We're going to be dismissive of them, because if we told them to do something, they'd be suspicious of us. So we just like kind of like, and go look.
Yeah, no, like, and one of them's like, one of them's like, oh, I heard that they've got, and like, yeah, they start talking about like, oh, let's all go downstairs to get like donuts and like a manicure. And like they go off on their own shopping adventure.
As they go, I think we should send Corbo off with them. I think we should send Detective Corbo down to hang out with, to bond with the officers.
To follow them and yeah, why not?
Just like keep them distracted and like away from them.
Okay. You just going to tell Corbo to follow them?
No, I would just say to them. Right, because they presumably we've all been presented as part of like the official.
No, the other everyone except those two are still hiding.
Yeah, so this is me, the player, saying to the other players, I think this would be a fun thing.
Okay.
I think we should tell Corbo to tail them, and like not give any other like suggestions of that, and just see where that goes.
All right, who's rolling socializing to convince Corbo to like leave you and go and keep an eye on these cops?
I can't do it. I'm busy investigating maybe a murder.
Yeah, a potential murder or murder.
Yeah, it's got to be Val or Aula who's
still. I'm Nerda, as it is otherwise.
I mean, it's got to be Val, because you two are dating now. I don't want to.
No, but like I don't have any dice in socializing.
Oh, then. Yeah.
Well, then every relationship has these bumps, so
exactly.
It works.
Just because
you gotta learn your own communication style.
Just because Val is like socially stunted and was told by another person that they're dating and has like gone with it does not mean they're actually dating.
Oh, okay.
Let's just model good consent practices for chat, right? Like,
Sure. All I know is what you've told me.
Unambiguous consent for dating activities.
Yeah, the problem is that both Val and Corbo have been told that they're dating now and have just kind of gone along with it.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, that sounds legit. That means we're like friends and we hang out in the mall, right? Like, awesome. Yeah, and so I think, Val like is like, Corbo, we're gonna do a dangerous thing? Maybe? I don't actually know. But we're gonna hang out here on the roof. I think it would be super cool if you went down to keep an eye on those cops and make sure they don't do anything dumb. And also, you can go back to that manicure place because I know you wanted to get your toenails painted red.
Alright, roll socializing.
And it's right across from the food court, right? So you could watch them and get your nails done. I think it'd be great.
I'm so about this. I mean, yeah, excellent. Corbo's like, oh, I could get the special pedicure with the diamantes. And happily trails off after them.
Yeah, high five.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so yeah, team, you're on the roof. There's a bunch of photos of Shard like pinned to the wall of the shed. There's this body. There's this like nest of cables and things. What do?
Describe the body, please.
The body is a small blonde elven like a dwarvish woman, probably Eastern European dwarvish. She appears to be breathing and has a pulse. However, her eyes are not reacting to, like, if you test the eye reflex, then that's not reacting. She is wearing, I think she's wearing a jumpsuit that I think Val and Owler recognize as being a Netfox, like, thing.
Like if she were a patient, a subject. Right.
Yeah.
But we don't recognize it?
No.
And Ash, if I said to you, hey, that sounds an awful lot like she's currently in the ethereal, would you say to me, yes, Luke, that is an accurate summation? Or would you say to me...
That's often what people look like. But usually their eyes will respond to the reflex stimulus, and often that's a way that you can bring someone out.
Okay, so if she's in the ethereal, she's like...
Could she be... how much can you tell the difference between like ethereal and digital from like the outside?
They're pretty similar looking from the outside.
Okay.
So Shard postulates that she might actually just be brain damaged.
That is also possible.
Yep. She has no signs of external trauma.
Also, there was a dragon?
Yeah, there's always a dragon over the Netfox building.
Okay, cool. That's over the Netfox. Okay, cool. I think Val is just like standing on the edge of the roof, just like keeping an eye on the dragon.
Yeah, the dragon, like, there are a roster of dragons. They get paid pretty well for as far as like dragons go, and which is like exorbitant amounts of money.
Oh yeah, they got a union and everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
why else would dragons do it?
Yeah. And they also, I think the dragons also like carry spotlights.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the dragon. Like if the dragon is gonna come over here, I want to know about it ahead of it breathing fire.
Yep. There's another one of these similar to the box that you saw in the like under the ground. There's one of those that is attached to the array of like dishes pointing at the Netfox building.
We all seem kind of stumped. Someone's gonna have to decide what to do, I guess.
Do a hack.
Yeah.
I think I would recommend we try and work out what is up with this woman, because it could be something really dire. Is it possible for like those who are familiar with the digital, and those who are familiar with the ethereal, to like examine her from either of those like angles to see if we can suss out like whether she's in one of those spaces? Is that a thing?
Yeah. I feel like we could at least just dip in and see if she is present.
Exactly, yeah. See if she's on a plane other than this one.
Yep.
Ash, between others and flesh, could I just tell?
Not without dipping into the ethereal.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Like, there needs to be some mystical work in order to do that.
Okay, Shard just says be right back. Their spine starts humming, and everyone starts feeling a bit nauseous.
Yep.
That doesn't say we'll get texted BRB.
Yeah. So, I think you'll get a text, like from Shard or whatever. Shard, you get a text back from Owler that says ILU2. So in the digital, she is not like in the digital at the moment, but you can see that she has a cybernetic thing that would allow her to drop into the digital, and you can see the mark of that. You can also see that that it is currently set to receive input, but is not it's currently got like a prompt open being like please connect a socket for input data. Like what input data source would you like to select? And I think the other thing that you can see here is the massive amount of like torrential data that is just like swirling around the NetFox building. It's all like firewalled, so which makes it kind of like blurry and you can't actually get in the information, but you know that there's a lot of stuff going on over there. And that a bunch of it is being like picked up by the dishes here, which are trying to filter out, trying their best to filter out anything intelligible out of the firewalled garbled data, but aren't really getting much.
Is it possible to check to see if she's left some kind of digital footprint that she's been here recently?
Someone has been here recently. I think I want you to roll digital work for that. I think that's read capacitors.
Okay, no problem. Any challenge?
Yes, because I will roll that. There you go. 15. Nicely done. Yeah. She hasn't been in the digital here. Apparently you have.
Of course I have.
Yeah. You are the person who disconnected her from your fingerprint is all over her being disconnected from an input source. And also the setting up of the dishes.
Okay. Can I try and intercept the data that the dishes are receiving?
I mean, you can just outright read it, right? Like you can just see.
Oh,
it.
it's just perfectly.
Yeah, occasionally you get you get things like a message was sent from Flugnerschnub to blah, blah, right? Or like a security camera has been turned off. A security camera has been turned on. Such and such has applied for maternity leave, right? You're just getting occasional messages, but the amount of stuff that what the dishes are doing is trying to pick up anything that is leaking out of the firewall.
Okay, so it's not looking for any. There's no like filters or anything. It's literally just.
It's trying to find like I think it is asking for it. Like I think it's set up to provide an alert. Like a light will flash in the real world when it receives biometric data, or like biographical data.
Okay.
So anything that is memories, like home videos, anything like that, biographical data, people's heart rates, or anything like about their bodies, biometric data. It has two lights set up on the dishes to alert if any of those come in.
Right. So the person whose body it is not physically here in the digital. I'm just making sure I get this right. But her connection is clear, where she can connect in and out of.
Yep.
Digital, right.
Yep. It's okay. like her like connection, her cybernetics are like waiting. They're actively being like, I'm sure you're about to plug something in. I'm sure you're about to do that. Like, you know, that's like it's a prompt. It's just waiting, hanging open, like, you know, would you like to save this file or whatever, right? Like, it's just sitting there.
Is it possible to connect and check on her vitals and everything? And find out her location?
If you want to do that without connecting yourself as the source of information, that will require additional digital work.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that will have a challenge value. So yeah, the challenge for that is 32. Oh.
Very close.
Text me if you need help.
She don't need no help.
Okay.
Shot it all over it.
Yeah. So how is
Sorry,
she? Is she alive?
Yes, all of her physical vitals are fine. They are eerily normal.
Eerily normal. Can I tell
like,
where her mind is?
She has little. I think that's the one thing, is that like, she has almost no. What's the word I'm looking for? Like all of the electrochemical signals that her spine is sending are all like inner brain, not outer brain. They're all survival mechanisms, not conscious decision mechanisms. The thing that is currently making the largest, that is doing the largest amount of decision making for her currently, is her gut. Because, like, yeah.
So she's digesting. Is that what you're saying?
It seems to suggest that she's hungry.
Okay.
That's the closest thing she currently has to an emotion.
Okay, but we can't tell exactly where she has gone, or
not from where you are, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna dip back out of the digital. Don't think there's much more Shard can glean.
I wanna like cut back to while you were in the digital, because I think, like a few moments after you drop in, we hear a knock knock from the door for the stairs.
All right, yeah. So Sleepy's gonna go check that out since she's being Inspector Sleepy right now.
Yep.
I will back her up.
Yeah, cool. You open the door and you see the scanner shade like peer out and be like, you know, like looking around to see it like furtively.
Hello, friend.
It does a little nod in like, you know, like, you know, and like.
Now the Shard.
it gives you a little wave and like, you know, seems to suggest like, can I come out and have a look?
Yeah, we're gonna invite other shard up onto the rooftop and be like, so what's going on?
Yeah, it goes over and like taps on the two like, I think they're like the two lights that would light up on the dishes are like old, like a blue and a green, like old argon party lights, like the kind where it's just an argon bulb that's been painted green or blue, and it goes up and just like taps them to check that they're not like blown or anything, and then comes over and like squats and like looks and is like, you know, scratches its head looking at this woman, and I think and then I think it tries to drag her over into the nest.
I don't see a reason to stop other shard. Kind of want to see where this goes.
Yeah, it digs around in the nest and pulls out. Seems to know where would be a pillow in the nest, and like props their head up on a pillow, and then like when it thinks, and then it kind of like stands back and puts its hands on its hips like a job well done, and then like fishes something out of its like pockets and goes and like puts it with the other photos of Shard, on the like wall of the shed. And at this point, I think Shard wakes up, and like by the time everyone turns around and looks back where it was, it's gone.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like I'm starting to clue in onto something here.
Shard relays all the information that they gleaned from the digital, little as it is, but that we can see that the dishes are receiving what personal information leaks out of Netfox, and I don't know where this woman is, but they are well. They're just hungry.
This is what we brought the hand rolls for.
I like the idea that someone's got like
this poor person.
Someone's got like a what's the word? It's not a sushi. It's a sashimi, and like and because it's like the cyberpunk future, like it still has like a little like tentacle that's like whoa.
It's like that big. It's like that Korean dish that's like the octopus and it's still moving.
What did the other shard set down?
Like so, put a picture from like a couple of days ago of Shard when Shard was in the digital, like and yeah, it's a picture of them, which it's put on the wall of the shed next to the others.
Okay.
So I think as soon as Shard said like she's not in the digital, like we hear this conversation, then we just hear like a dull like
A thud.
body hitting sound noise.
Yeah.
Because like Bao has like knelt down to reduce the falling distance and then just like gone into the ethereal. Yeah. I'm just gonna have a bit of a look around.
Yeah, so much air here. You're like up high in the air and you're so close to the sky, and like the air is all like ruffling its feathers and like straightening itself out after all of that water that happened. And you know, it's and so like there's still this like this sense of like there having been a mess, and the air is sorting that out and getting everything nice and proper again. And it's always so tricky in this spot because there's that big like there's the machines that are like just tossing everything about and making some of it hot and some of it cold and blah blah blah. It's just a mess. And then there's all of but yeah, I think you can definitely see the dragon's aura from like a long distance because it just shines so brightly. And you can probably you can see all your friends.
Can I see this lady?
I mean, in the earthy, metally wire circle that is like the nest, there is like the most rudimentary parts of like an aura. but like it's like someone. It's like someone. Have you heard the story about the guy who drove his car into the desert and then it broke down, but he made a motorbike out of the spare parts and then drove it back?
I thought you were about to say the guy who was in the desert and his car broke down and he ran into this well and there was this snake and a left.
No.
That
So this
is me.
I think it was a famous. I think it was a Peugeot that he was driving. But anyway, the point is that like this looks like someone has tried to has like cut out in a similar way to something you've seen before, cut out like most of the aura and left only a few bits there.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna like go closer and like clamber into the nest with this damaged aura. What does it look like?
It has. I think like because it's so cut up, you can see like actual memories bubbling out of it because there's only a few left in it.
And I take off my new t-shirt that I'm wearing and like kind of like drape it over the biggest cut to try and like hold the memories in.
Yep.
And
you do this just as like a memory of like crying because you're hungry and people are trying to like rock you to sleep but you're hungry escapes.
And does like the emotional like wash I'm getting off this thing like resemble the like roughly the like emotional experience state that Owl and I had like in Netfox?
No. The things that are there's a couple of like very early childhood things. There's something to do with grieving for someone or something lost. And there is something to do with like fear and like trauma, like the instant of being in some kind of large accident or violence. Something very, very big and scary and loud that is probably that like feels like it's going to kill you happening. The sound of crunching metal. There's that, and those are the main things that are like big experiences that are left. There's probably one of like nearly dropping a cup of tea, nearly dropping a cup and then catching it, right? Like there's a couple of small things as well, but
cool. I am going to call a friend. I'd like to dial a friend, please.
Yep.
Is everyone cool if I spend some of our stuff that we have? That's how this game works, right?
Yep.
We have stuff. Which bar? I can't remember how the fuck this. Which bar is our
blue is reputation.
Blue is reputation. Cool. I'm gonna spend. Can I spend 10? Are people cool with that?
10 of which?
Of reputation to get a contact?
Sure.
Cool. So I'm going to spend 10 to get a contact worth 2d10. This is... I don't know what its name is yet. This is an oxidation spirit. Not an oxygen spirit. This is very different. So this is like
a rust spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like more than that, because like humans oxidize.
Yes, humans rust. That is how blood works.
Breathing slowly kills us. Like, and it's specifically that kind of like a human oxidation spirit. Because the common experience to all sentient meat-based life forms is that they are oxidizing, and so this spirit is like a specialist in like finding people.
Okay.
Because like it is connected to all kinds of people. And so using this part of an aura and this spirit that is good at finding people, I'm going to try and call and summon the other bits of this aura to like come to like where the rest of the aura, like I want to gather all the bits of the aura into one place.
Okay, so
once they get here, I'm going to try and put them back together. So that's like
I'm going to roll my damage value, so my challenge value before
I can figure out how much harder I need to
Yeah,
do bullshit.
exactly. Yeah.
That sounds reasonable. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That was a good roll too.
Yeah.
How much money do we have? Which one has
You've got 50 cash currently. Green is cash.
Cool. Does anyone mind if I spend a bunch of money too? Because I am committed to this now and I kind of want it to succeed.
I mean, if you're going to rescue this person, I think that is a very good use of.
Yeah.
Alright, I might. I'm gonna spend 15.
What are you spending it on?
And I'm spending it on some more gross bug juice.
Sure. How does that help you?
It's my power juice, Ash. I drink it and it makes me strong.
Oh, it's spinach.
It's like a magical stimulant. Like,
all right, cool. Yep.
I mean, for any other person, it would be a magical poison. But like, because of the very specific nature of Val's, like,
yeah,
etheric, like aura chemistry, it has beneficial effects.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep. So that's gross bug juice. 3d10. And then here's my other thing. I am trying to do a good thing. Do my unicorn hide gloves help me?
No.
Okay. It was worth a try.
Yeah, no, I have specific like understanding of what unicorn hide like kind of like does, and I don't think it helps here.
That's fair. I need a name for this oxidation spirit.
Rusty?
This thing is called Gasp.
Nice.
Cool. Yep. So I'm going to roll Mystical Work and Soul and my friend Gasp and my disgusting bug juice. And this is probably going to go horribly wrong, but fuck it. It's a role-playing game.
Nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah, like, you know where they are. You're not going to summon them to you, but you know they're in that NetFox building, right? Like whatever the thing is in that NetFox building. Looking over there, all you see is just giant fucking magical wards telling you to fuck off, right? Like you unlike seeing the data behind the obscuring force of the firewall, like looking at the NetFox building is like a lens flare, like or where you like look towards it and you just kind of get blinded with like Octarine or whatever.
Go away.
Yeah, it's not even like go away. It's like we're so amazing that you can't look at us, right? It's just ego into the form of like assaulting, into like assault as defense. Yeah, like ego as magical power. But you know that in there somewhere, this parts of this aura are currently experiencing. I think you would recognize like fear and excitement, like that like sense of like adrenaline, of like heart pumping fast, of like pupils dilating, of like yeah.
Yeah, so I think that like Val's eyes like open. I found the lady.
Where is she?
Points at Netflix building.
That makes sense.
Well, that's not strictly accurate. It's like someone took all her feelings and her thinking bits of her aura and ripped them out real messy like and put them over there, and they're like on a roller coaster, and the rest of her is here.
Is this kind of like, and I look a little bit uncomfortable, and again I sort of look at Shard and I'm like, is this like maybe what happened to Shard, but like worse?
Imagine that a person put a bullet in you. if you go to the good doctors and they get the tweezers and they pull it out all clean, that's shard. This is like if you just and reach in and pull it out. So kind of.
But this explains why she's not conscious anymore, and Shard is still doing the Shard things.
Maybe someone else tried to do the same thing.
Also, you just lost memory, and so like the cut was down the middle, so both parts can do all the things, whereas like some of her functions are in the building and some of them are here. And so neither half is actually very good. And probably bleeding.
Oh dear.
I should do something about that. And she just collapses again.
That's so good. Oh dear.
Shard is like being very pragmatic and is like, so I think we need to go rescue this person. I think this is very important to Shard personally, that we go and rescue this person.
Agreed.
But let's take her body with us, take it home, feed it if we can, and keep an eye on it and regroup.
That makes sense.
What have Owla and Sleepy been up to while this has been happening?
I think I've just been keeping watch.
That makes sense. I think if you've been keeping watch, Em, can you please roll me a diligence or an investigation, whichever you think is more appropriate.
Investigation sounds good because I'm better at it.
Yeah, cool. Go for it.
Any challenge value?
Yeah, I think it's the same. There you go.
29. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think it doesn't occur to you until it gets towed that it was weird that there was another Hephaestus construction van just like parked outside, and it had clearly been parked there for a while because there's like like animal prints on it, and like someone had like set up like a lean-to with like some cardboard boxes and things to use it as like shelter for being homeless. And so yeah, and like it's like the ground here around you is only like several stories below because it's that thing where the like building goes through the several layers of city floor. But yeah, the like once it gets towed, you're like, wait, what the fuck was that doing there?
And why is it only being towed now?
Yeah, exactly. Because like it's in the area that you like, the loading bay area for the mall. So like it makes sense that it might not have been spotted immediately, but it's been there. It's clearly been there for like weeks or months, and is only getting towed now.
Okay. All right.
What has Sleepy been doing?
Sleepy's been setting up the dishes that have been siphoning like the information coming out of NetFox. She's just been like setting up a dump of it so that she can take it back to the bar and sort through it later.
Yeah, sure. How are you doing that? Like what does that look like? Are you just creating a digital like send it to Dropbox, or are you like plugging a portable hard drive or something into it, and like opening up the like control box and all of those sorts of things?
Yeah. She's putting a external thing into it, and we're just gonna grab as much stuff as will fit on the drive and then take it.
Yeah, there's already a drive in there that's collecting, that's been collecting data the whole time. Once you open the box up, there's like a drive, another picture of. Oh wait, that's not actually a picture of of Shard. It's just a picture of someone who looks a lot like Shard.
Like how much like Shard?
Like a sibling, or like, you know how sometimes you walk down the street and you see someone, you're like, that's my friend. Oh wait, no, that's not my friend.
So like the digital version of Shard?
No,
like the...
not even. Yeah, like just a person who has a similar facial structure.
Well, we're definitely gonna take that and the drive. Yeah, like the drive that was in there.
So drive, photo of person, set of keys.
Set of keys. What kind of keys?
Car keys.
Car keys. Car keys to a van.
They have a little man with a man with holding an anvil on like a keychain.
Okay, so later we might want to bust that car out of impound.
I wonder
if it's going.
I wonder if that's the thing that. I wonder if the useless police people.
I mean, the useless police people didn't get into the box because you had to like enter an access code. And
no, I mean, I wonder if the useless police people were like responsible for the towing.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, but like they wouldn't have gotten into this box because Sleepy just put in Shard's identification details and it opened. So, like,
yep. I learned that in detective school.
Yep. I think that's a good place to leave it for today.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to suggest that as we head out, that Shard gets up from their drift chair and places the woman's body in the drift chair so it doesn't look too suspicious as we head back through the mall.
That's a great idea. That's a great way to get her out. And she's dwarven, right? Like she's like so tiny in the drift chair. Like because your drift chair is like quite large, like with all of its like spare bits and its and like all of its fancy features. But yeah, so do we have like clothes on y'all like wheeling her through the mall and like you know like heading back towards the thing, and I think like collecting Corbo along the way, and like I think that's
and I've like patched her aura, like the body's aura up enough that it's not like hemorrhaging.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah. And I think that I like the idea of the kobold just like chattering away incessantly, but we're also exhausted and just like kind of worn out from the day of shopping plus investigating.
I think also like I think Owler is like super quiet because they like we spent a whole bunch of the day shopping, and like while we were shopping there was this woman on the roof, like, you know, horribly injured and unconscious, like from by the hand of the company that has screwed at least 3 of us over. So like I'm feeling pretty sad and like not necessarily like guilty because we didn't know, but like it's just a very sudden come down. It's like this, like the sugar high has run out, and you know we're back to kind of like, oh yeah, that's right, megacorps are horrible.
What?
I like the idea of we're all so close now that we can just kind of feel this empathetically and like we're kind of taking this on and sharing this burden, and there's like all the din of the mall around us, and then just the sound of Shard's mechanical legs like a giant mech. I sound like a giant mech as we're just kind of tromping through the mall.
Yep. Well, let's close on that then. I'm trying to remember if we have a specific end of session. We don't have a specific end of session move, do we?
The question is, did we just finish? Like, are we celebrating a victory? Right? Like, did we?
Not yet. I don't think. It might be at the start of the next one. So yeah. All right. Well, that was a super very tonally changing session. Which was cool. Let's do some shout outs. get everyone to do their shout outs and also offer a piece of wisdom. Starting with... Oh, I'm going to start with Luke because Emily looks like she needs to think about it. Luke, do you want to do shout outs?
Hello, I am Luke. I am a game designer. You can buy games I've written at gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io. You can see games I'm working on Patreon at patreon.com/gamesfromthewildwood. I have a podcast where I run a kind of queer, intimate, messy game of Monster Hearts. You can find us on Twitter at feelingsfirst_. If anyone would like to do fan art of Colbo and Val's Day Out, I would be very pleased. My non-capitalist plug of the day is that it's really, really nice to just spend time like in low pressure environments with your friends. It's real fucking good. Especially if those friends like are people you don't get to hang out with in person very often. So like everyone make some time for the friends in your life, set aside some time to like put value on those relationships and just like be with your friends.
Yeah, nice. Cherry, shout outs?
Excuse me. Why does my voice always break at the end of... It's like it takes this tiny...
You're just too emotional.
Yeah, tiny little rest, and then it's just like, I'm a teenage boy.
The voice has to reset from Shard to Cherry.
That must be it or something. I am Cherry Ray. I am a streamer, an accessibility advocate. You can check out my Twitch channel for videos on the Xbox Adaptive Controller, which dropped this week. So if you're curious about that, go check out my videos, my VODs. Yeah, it's been a big week. Pretty exhausted. I need to write a talk that I am giving in 2.5 weeks. I needed to start it about a week ago. I've not started it, so my wisdom for this week is yesterday. I really needed to start it, but I was also exhausted from the week, and my belly wanted pancakes, so I made pancakes. So I have not started my talk yet, but sometimes just listen to your belly and make pancakes. That's my my wisdom for the week.
Solid. I'm a fan of this wisdom. I'm going to follow this wisdom. Bridget, do you want to do some shout outs and wisdom?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Bridget. I'm also, like everyone in this channel, I'm a game designer. I also run games. There's that Magical Girl one that I've been talking about for like 5 weeks now. It's going to come up real soon. Really excited. If you want to see that, head over to actualplay.roleplayingpublicradio.com. My stuff you can check out at patreon.com/BridgetFan. And what I want to say for non-capitalist thing, well, actually, this is like the most non-capitalist thing I can do. Like sometimes you have lots of different obligations to do multiple things. Sometimes you want to do things for people who are important to you, and sometimes you also need to do things involving capitalism. And sometimes, you know what, it's okay to ignore your capitalist obligations because those will always be there and maybe your friends won't be. So choose the things that mean the most to you.
Like pancakes.
Like pancakes.
Like pancakes. Excellent. Choose pancakes. And Emily, you want to do some shout outs and stuff?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm Emily. I am a filmmaker and an artist. You can follow me on Twitter at BlackwallSays. You could support me on Patreon if you'd like. Patreon.com/Blackwall. I put behind the scenes film stuff and sketches and also dungeon maps that I design and draw on there. And I talked about it on Twitter the other day, but I wanted to reiterate that my mother and I put together our own list of the moons of the year and what we want to call them as a way to remind ourselves to do certain things throughout the year that we might otherwise forget. And the current moon that we are in, we call it the grounding moon. And the kind of thing that it reminds you to do, there are two things. It reminds you to, if you have a garden or pots even, like dig over the soil and make it good for the coming spring. This is Southern Hemisphere. And if not, the other thing is also to offer support to people for the winter. Often, at least in my experience down here and amongst people I know, winter can be a really difficult time. A lot of people struggle with mental health. A lot of people struggle with being warm enough or having good shelter. And a lot of people have, like, you know, interpersonal struggles because we're all cooped up together. So tell your important people that you are going to help them through the winter and that they are not by themselves.
Yeah, excellent. Cool. Well, I have been Ash, your GM and host. You can find me at Acegiac, ACEGIAK on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, and Patreon if you want to support my ongoing game design work. If you haven't already hit the follow button, it's up there. Smash it. And we will be around more this week with some more video games, playing a lot of roguelikes recently. And then on Sunday, we'll be playing some more Splintering Wheel. Monday, we'll be back here again. It's going to be all good. So thank you all for joining us today. It's been absolutely lovely. And I would like to shout out to, like, good soft sleeping surfaces. Sleeping on, like, uncomfortable things is bad. So find something soft and nap on it. Bye.